Well, that's what grandpas do on their...
Ew!
You know, it's not the fact that his balls look like brains, but the fact
He
that...
smashed them.
He smashed them?
Yes. Looked like I got decapitated. Oh, he cut it open. He cut it open.
Nostalgia. A blinding yet beautiful thing. Well, what do I say? It's that time again. Time to look back at what made the old internet great. Not something that doesn't exist today, but its content has, of course, been severely limited. An old website that had been taken off air too many times to count. None other than Encyclopedia Dramatica. Now, many watching this video are probably already familiar with the site, what it, contains, let's just say, but for those who haven't yet been introduced, I feel the best way to describe it is a shock-type Wikipedia alternative. Basically, just like with Wikipedia, you can type in anything in the search bar. Not that you should, in the case of the specific wiki, but you know, you certainly can. And it has an article on almost anything. Though very rarely scientific-themed subjects, it's more about, let's just say locales, individuals of particular online interest, who've aroused the entertainment or possibly anger of others, enough to garner their own audience who stalk them. You see, in that regard, the site isn't too different from Kiwi Farms. Geez, a video that mentions both Encyclopedia Dramatica and Kiwi Farms. Don't pretend you don't know where this is going. And so, just like with the old Kiwi, it often centers around documenting strange, peculiar, or just entertaining individuals, those who carved out their own online presence, typically due to their unorthodox or eccentric actions. Just like Kiwi Farms as well, Encyclopedia Dramatica has incorrectly been referred to as a stalking site, or a right-wing cesspool. Well, it certainly is a cesspool, of a kind, let's not deny, but it's definitely not right-wing, whatever some people think that means. Strangely enough, there is actually a great deal of egalitarianism in the content and format of Encyclopedia Dramatica, just as with Kiwi Farms. They seem to mock everyone, and really everything equally. They don't discriminate, is what I'm saying. Everyone gets hate. It doesn't matter your race, your gender, your dick size, the point is that everyone receives hate on the site. Except for maybe Hitler, it appears. For some reason, the article on him is unusually positive. Guess they've got to make some exception to the norm. Still, outside of old hiddles, you're not destined to find a single positive article on anyone, or very rarely on anything. It mocks all left-wing ideologies and ideologues, just as it does to the right, mocking them equally. Now, whether Encyclopedia Dramatica can truthfully be said to fall within the category of satire, that's another investigation entirely. Who knows how genuine the editors of this site are in terms of their edits? It just differs from individual to individual. That's not what the video is about, not at all. What this video is actually about is why the site, despite its shock content, which is, you know, absolutely grotesque computered imagery with absolutely no remorse for anyone casually browsing its many, many pages, has a great deal of importance in contemporary cyberspace. Let's not pretend for a second that Encyclopedia Dramatica isn't the single most disgusting, depraved part of the entire internet. Yes, there's full-blown pedophilic and hurtful content scattered across the internet. That stuff needs to be shut down. No one should defend that, not morally nor legally. Encyclopedia Dramatica, however, is something anyone can access without even the tiniest of effort. It's for everyone's eyes, in a sense. The point is that, since it's been around for so long, it's not trying to hide itself. In fact, it's been hidden by multiple sources, attempting to deplatform the website, and often succeeding. It still managed to occupy the cultural zeitgeist, not in spite of its horrid imagery, but actually because of it. It's because of its offensive content that it draws attention from the masses. It is, in effect, the most disgusting content anyone on the internet can ethically, well, somewhat ethically at least, as well as legally, consume. Now look, any single page on the entire site is intended, from its construction to its finalization, to be as offensive as possible. No one who goes on the site simply walks away unscathed. It has a lasting emotional impact, or at least it does for me anyway. As I've said, any page is offensive, but unsurprisingly, some pages are far more offensive than others. I guess the point of the wiki was to write about as many topics as possible, and phrase things in a manner that would piss off the maximum number of people. And even though that sounds like literally the worst thing ever, that's kind of the appeal, as strange as that sounds to say. For instance, at least according to my tastes, or distastes, I guess, The page offended may just be the single worst thing I've ever seen in my life. No exaggeration. And I was only looking at it a few days ago. Honestly, I thought I witnessed it all the horrific shit that could be accessed on an electronic device, but no. It almost sent a man to his grave. This was fucking disgusting. What the actual fuck? Oh, Jesus, fuck. Do not, I repeat, do not ever go on that page. Don't scroll down, man. Don't do it, man. I'm telling you, man, that shit's hazardous. Radioactive, man. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, why?
Well, there's one way to slaughter a pig.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Dude, it's still squirming around.
Yeah, that's what
They
happens.
could have cut off with a chainsaw.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's just not right, dude.
Whatever, it's already dead. It doesn't matter. That's Lisa's vagina.
Dude, ew.
The truth being told, what counts as Dramatica's most offensive page will differ with every single person. Though I don't doubt the offended page will likely be considered the worst or among the worst of them all. But yeah, that's the point. Because everyone is different, because we're all unique. Our distastes will vary. Some will be shocked and repulsed by certain things they've seen on the wiki, and others won't take any issue with it whatsoever. May even laugh. The various reactions to the offended page I found on YouTube verify this very fact. Everyone appears to have a different response to the same imagery, which will meet their separate eyes. And that's the thing. That's why Encyclopedia Dramatica is important. So important in our day and age. While everything is being censored, or at least curtailed, toned down to meet a wider audience. Everything from movies, shows, anime, etc., or even just the way influencers conduct themselves and speak to their audiences, Dramatica has always remained the same. It's out here for one purpose only, to make fun of as many people and as many things as possible. When anyone takes it seriously is the real wonder. It doesn't deserve a serious reply, because it's not a serious wiki. While the people who ended it, I'm not really certain we can call them people, but whatever the terminology you want to employ, all have different reasons for their literary contributions, the end conclusion is the same. Every article holds zero remorse. Even typing into the search bar the tamest, most mundane words or phenomenon, so that no one would expect to find anything offensive on any other wiki, yields the most vile and depraved results. And honestly, it's wonderful. Now, I personally can't stomach a lot of it. In fact, barely any of it. Some of the content, man, contains just the worst combination of porn and gore, worse than most shit you can find on porn and gore sites. It makes me physically ill. The reality of the site is that it holds nothing back, to any degree. Imagine something that is completely and utterly unregulated, where the concept of too far just doesn't exist. Well, you don't have to imagine, since this wiki is the definition of all that. Encyclopedia Dramatica is important for this very reason. It has no restrictions. It is a website constructed entirely upon good old-fashioned, healthy American principles of freedom. That's beautiful, even if in a morbid way. It reminds me of what I remember being a kid to be like. I don't mean like 15 or 14 years old, I mean before teenage times, like when I was 12 or 11. Really young. I feel the site would have appealed to my sense of humor back in the day. I'm not sure when I first discovered it, but I believe I was about 14, maybe 15 at most. If I had found out about it so long before, I might have just started editing it myself. The comedic style really reminds me of the jokes I used to tell as a young kid, as well as the general humor of my childhood friends. It's weird, but perhaps that's what makes the site feel so mature? It recognizes that wasting your life getting offended at stuff, irrelevant things that have no impact on your life, is a total waste. Just as it's a waste for all people attempting to take the site down, removing it only for it to resurface shortly afterward, it's a waste to spend senselessly hating on what's actually quite sweet. It is fundamentally at its core an egalitarian site. Everyone gets dunked on. Even the school shooter who was inspired by a kill count page the site hosts, he was mocked relentlessly by the site. As he should be. He was an awful piece of disgusting fucking shit. Someone who actually harmed others, as well as just being an edgelord faggot. He was the perfect type of person that the site loves to make fun of.
Oh, Jesus! No, oh!
What is that, a girl's vagina?
I don't know, it's, that's just wrong. Oh, is that a dog's head? They, like, put it in the toilet?
Put it in the toilet bowl. Fucking wolf.
Dude, you're like 4chan. Dude, she got mutilated.
Bitch.
Dude, you're like 4chan. You act like 4chan right now.
What's 4chan?
You're being terrible, racist, and sexist, and you're okay with all these horrible crimes.
But yeah, man, don't browse this article. It's not worth it, dude.